So we've got BlackAssDave.
Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good?
Welcome to the show, Dave. It's great to see you here.
I appreciate you, man.
Looking good
Shout out
in
to the gate.
NYC.
Shout out to all the listeners. Everybody in the building, man. Shout out to the chat. How do I sound? Does it sound all right?
Yeah, it sounds decent.
Okay.
Yeah, man. First, I want to thank you for coming, man. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be here with us. We've got a lot of people here that have been watching your streams lately. I've tried to throw you a raid and get people kind of on board with what it is you're up to and who you are. So I'm glad that we've got kind of an intro going, but I think today is going to be the ultimate introduction for you because we even have people that have some questions and wondering more about you. So that's kind of some stuff that would be good to get into too, just to get to know you a bit. And I guess the thing everybody's kind of wondering is some basic stuff like you're from NYC, is that correct? Like are you born there?
Yes, sir. I'm born in Mount Sinai Hospital.
Oh,
Same
nice.
hospital as Tupac. That's my little claim to fame. Same hospital as Tupac. But yeah, man, born in Manhattan. Lived in the Bronx. My childhood. I just moved around a little bit. And now I'm in Harlem. I've been in Harlem for like 15 years.
Oh, nice. Harlem, man. Yeah, though I've never been to New York, but after what I've been seeing, I've been kind of wanting to go there and kind of meet people. But then all that stuff's been going on with the fights and people getting banned. It seems like everybody's getting banned now, but
I
you've been
know. I
keeping it
know.
safe. You've been okay. I mean, I know you go out and do your own thing, which is nice. You're not what some people would call like a leech or anything like that because you're out there doing your thing, and I think that's keeping you safe, to be honest. But
Appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot.
what got you into streaming? Like this whole IRL thing, you just started recently, right?
Yeah. I've honestly been watching so much IRL over the past like 6 months. It's like all I watch. I don't watch TV. I don't watch shows. I've just been tapped in and watching IRL streams a lot. And it was actually the scavenger hunt, Ice Poseidon scavenger hunt. Watching that and see all of the streamers come together during that. Then after when Benny Mac came to New York, I was like, oh, this is the perfect opportunity to like start something off. It was almost like the cards fell in my hand. It was up to me. It was like, do you want to do this or not? Everybody's in your city right now. Take advantage. So it was good.
Yeah, you're so right, man. It's game time. Once everything started, I think that even made me want to take a trip out to NYC. I'm not that far actually. I'm in Ottawa, Canada, which is like probably
Oh
a
shit.
16-hour bus ride, but and it
Yeah,
would
yeah.
only, I thought about going and I still might, but I'm in the meantime I'm still watching all of the stuff you guys are doing, and I got a little worried because I don't want to get banned. But I do some IRL myself, and I kind of started the way you did. I watched for like months before I became a streamer, and when I was just a viewer, I gained a lot of friends. I got to know a lot of people in chat. And so when I started streaming, I ended up with a big kind of like solid audience to start. And I think that's what kind of like got me off to a good start. But for you, it was like you came, you watched everybody, and then you decided just to get started. So you didn't really start off with a whole bunch of friends, did you? Or you just kind of meet people as you got to know like everybody?
Yeah. I come from a skateboarding background and like that's what I've been doing my whole life, skateboarding and music. The
Nice.
community of skateboarding, I would say, is very similar to this IRL community. Like everybody is consistent. They really care about what they do. They're doing it off a low budget, and it's just passion. And that is what I felt when I met a lot of the dudes I've been meeting.
Yeah.
Shout out to Benny Mac, man. Like I pulled up on him and trolled him. Like I bought him a box of tissues when I first met him because of all of the crying he was doing during the scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
But we just laughed. I also bought him a 30 pack of beer. We just
Nice.
laughed it off, and then was just chilling and drinking. It was a respectful troll though. It was a respectful troll. But he taught me a lot. He basically let me know like, yo, you got to have a second phone. You can't be doing this shit off your own phone. So
Yeah.
I had to invest in myself and shit. But yeah, no homies. All my friends like really are into skating, and a lot of skaters, from people I know, it's like I don't know how much of them watch streams. A
Yeah.
lot of us have short ass attention spans. So I wanted to build a family of organic people who actually stream and enjoy streaming, not feel like I'm forcing my skate homies to come over here. You feel me? That's why I don't really do too much promoting on my own page. I just wanted to build it up on Kick. So far, it's been good, man.
I agree. So far, like with all the stuff going on, even though you're not like fighting or anything, you're doing pretty good as far as I see. Like people like they like watching you. I started watching you recently, and I love watching the stuff you are up to, and I get inspiration from everybody at the end of the day because I am myself an IRL streamer. I just
Right.
am. I have some health problems that sometimes I can't just get up and go. So I focus a lot on desktop streaming, and I get a lot of slack for that from like my peers, verified streamers. They kind of look at me like, "Oh, you're a desktop Andy," but I've got like responsibilities and circumstances that keep me from being able to do certain things on the fly. But I do have big plans as well, and I guess this wasn't really like a huge plan or anything, or like, did you kind of like go in this thinking like you're gonna see what happens and then take it from there, or did you come in kind of with like an idea of how you're gonna like present yourself to everybody? How did that kind of like how did you start getting recognized by people?
Question, I think with IRL and just streaming in general, um, you got to be very kind of, you can't complicate shit too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to keep it clean and just straightforward. That was my whole thing. Like I'm able to converse, meet a lot of different people, all types of different people, all over the world. So I knew it wouldn't be too hard to like kind of have a genuine connection with streamers as long as they real people. I'm real, real recognize real. But yeah, man, it didn't take too much pre-thought. I don't feel like if it doesn't come organic, you shouldn't do it. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like if I would have felt if I like Benny welcomed me with open arms, bro. He said, "Nah, come on, come hang out, bro. Come chill." Like if he didn't do that, I probably would have, just stayed in my lane and probably would have had a much slower growth. But because he was so receptive to me and cool with me, it's definitely helped me out a lot. And I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful as fuck for it.
Yeah, that you're very lucky, I think, when it comes to like having a start the way you did where people like embraced you coming because like I've known Benny for a while. I've been watching Benny since he was in his van in New Zealand. And then I watched him progress to like going to the United States and how excited he was. And it started with like
And
dream hacks. And I watched him like get excited, get involved, and start really going at it. But the one thing I noticed that has never changed about Benny is his decency towards other people. Like despite what we see on camera, I know for a fact that he's a real decent person deep down inside and that he does like encourage people and not like try and compete against them or look at people like they're his enemy. But I've noticed it's like really hard to make friends in this whole IRL streaming, even just basic streaming type stuff where there's a lot of fake people out there and it really like makes it impossible to have friends or people you think are your friends, they suddenly turn on you, either because like they're part of a group that doesn't like you all of a sudden. But did you like? Are you still cool with everybody, or is there like now that you're kind of like established? Or have people kind of turned their back on you? Do you find?
Not at all. I mean, everybody's been mad cool, you know. I think and adding to what you said about people being fake and fake, I think a lot of this IRL shit and just the internet in general, people are opportunists. A lot of people come meeting somebody with an ulterior motive, with another motive basically, and the motive is they trying to climb up the ladder. They trying to socially climb. I hate people like that,
Yeah.
and I can spot them out very easily. And that's never been me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Benny and others, like they also can spot that out. And they know when somebody's genuine. They know when somebody's just trying to get clicks and views. Um, I feel like if I was to come out trolling and do crazy shit, yeah, I would get a lot of views and probably grow fast, but then you burn out fast because
Yeah.
you got to where you got by trolling. So now you got to literally troll for the rest of your career, or you just gonna get bored and do something else. And it's like I just keep it real, bro. Like
Yeah.
you real to me, I'm real to you.
Nice. So like because you're so in this now, like you've like been able to spot people that are fake, people that are like doing shit for clicks and views versus the real ones. So you said Benny Mac, you consider a real one for sure. Who else would you say like is like a real genuine type dude from people you've met so far?
Like everybody I've met is very genuine, you know. Zach
Nice.
David, even OG. OG's a genuine ass dude. OG Geezer. You know, me and him, we built a friendship over the past few days.
Oh, okay.
Everybody, man. Everybody I've met, Caldo, they may have a character that they're putting out on the camera, but behind the camera, they're all just genuine dudes. You feel me?
I like that. I like that because there's some people that I can spot too that are pretty fake and they like you can't get them to be real, and so it's hard to have a real conversation with them. There's a few people like that I can name, but I might want to have them on sometime, so I probably won't call them out, but there's a lot of fake stuff going on and I've experienced it even though I haven't gone out in the IRL world. And you've been around for how long would you say so far? Like you just started, right?
I started last month,
One
but
month.
I've been around for a minute. I've been around for a minute through skating and music, and I was doing interviews out here with artists for NoJumper,
Oh,
with New York
nice.
City artists, putting them out on NoJumper and shit. So I've been like, I've been outside, but I jumped into the streaming a month ago.
Nice. Okay, so you're fairly new. I mean, I'm new too. So I have a background in radio broadcasting. I was a DJ, and I used to teach English at university. I've always dealt with people and public and big groups, big crowds. So I feel right at home when it comes to
That's
streaming
fire.
and
That's
talking to
fire,
people.
bro.
So I've had my experience with working with artists, mostly Canadian artists, and I've kind of got my confidence from that back in like 2004. So I've been around for a while in like the entertainment industry, but I decided to try streaming, and so far it's been working great. I'm meeting great people, and I've got some good people behind me. Controversial names, but still good people. And so I'm still navigating this crazy streaming thing myself. But I'm also wondering, like, when you were a viewer, who were your favorite streamers to watch when you started?
I first started watching streams. I would say, I would go to Just Chat and IRL and look at the top streamers, pretty
Oh, okay.
much. But uh, shout out to the homie Mike Smalls. I actually sniped him. I stream sniped him before I stream sniped Benny, and that's when he was
Oh,
on the Action tour. So Mike Small is a good homie. Shouts out to him. He does a lot of desktop stuff. He does some IRL stuff too, but he's just a funny guy. Like I would watch Action Man. I I would watch pretty much anybody that's doing IRL. You know, I would watch them and just kind of see how they would do it. And when I'm seeing this shit, I'm like, damn, bro, New York would be fire. Like, cause New York is just endless content. So some of these people came to New York, or there was a big New York streamer who was actually outside. That would be content.
I agree. Like New York is really happening right now, and a lot of people are going out of their way to get there. But you live there, right? So you can wake up to this every day, become like the face of New York. Like the world is your oyster, and I think you're in a great spot right now, and it's nice to see because we don't know New York, and we're just learning. We're all learning about it now through you and through other New York streamers. But like I said, a lot of people are getting banned, so it's hard to follow a lot of the things because of this. And so it's kind of nice to see someone we can follow that's gonna be around and not get
Right,
banned,
right.
because you do have a different style that I really like. Like I noticed you go out there and you're really like receptive to talking to people. And I was watching the video on the NBC troll that you did where you accidentally bumped into them, and you were like telling him, "Don't touch me, don't touch me," while he was live, and he got so angry he just turned around, walked away, and you felt bad. And I like that the shit was that real, like it wasn't staged. You just went out there and saw what happened, and that's what happened. You trolled NBC News right out of their spot, and you did it so nicely too. It was convincing, dude. Yeah, that was too good almost. But that was one of my
Yeah,
favorite moments with you, and I posted it on the channel too. A lot of people like that. And but you've had other moments too. Like I know you've had an issue with OG Geezer recently that I just heard about. Now you say you guys
yeah,
are cool though, right? And so
yeah.
but you just met him, and from what I understand, you didn't really like know him that much before you met him. You didn't really like do your homework on him. And so when you found out, when you met him, you found out that he said some things that were pretty rough to hear from him. And but you approached him about it, right? And so you never got into like a fight or anything, but you actually sat down and had a good conversation about it. And I think that was a great example of like dealing with things with your words and not like always fighting, because everybody likes to fight, but then people are getting banned and losing their KCIP, losing all of the opportunities that they've been given thanks to Kick. Did you ever think of streaming anywhere but Kick, or was Kick like the only place you've ever thought of going? Like, why did you choose Kick?
Love the community with Kick right now.
Yeah.
I feel like the platform, it's very easy to kind of like the algorithm is good. You know, I feel like with other platforms, you can get lost. Hundreds and hundreds of pages of people you just clicking. No one's getting put to the top. No one's feeling like they're worth anything except the top streamer. So I feel like Kick was really cool in allowing kind of the smaller streamers to have a home and feel good and kind of you know just let them be free to an extent.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
it's a good way to look at it.
with the whole OG situation, you know, I had met him hanging out with Benny Mac. We were in the Lower East Side just chilling, and then OG came, and a few people had told me like in my chat that day, they were like, "Yo, he drops the hard R. He says this." And honestly, like I'm a skateboarder, man. Like I've been traveling all around the country since I was 14, 15, 16, skating. So I've heard people drop the hard R. I've
Yeah.
heard, I've seen racism. I've dealt with racism. It's not nothing new. It's not anything that I can say, oh my God, you said the N word. Oh, bro, it happens. People say it. But the difference with Geezer was it wasn't just N word. It was him saying some real vile stuff, basically about how he fantasizes about ending the lives of blacks. That was what he said. That was
Wow.
the one thing he said Then I'm like, nah, that's crazy. Because all right, I get it. You get drunk, you turn up for the views, you drop the hard R. Hundreds of streamers have done it. My goal is to not. I'm not the hard R police. I'm not running down on everybody that says it. You feel me? That's stupid.
Yeah.
But hanging out with him and me knowing that he was a genuine dude and him literally shaking my hand and telling his followers, yo, follow him, he's cool. And then to go and seeing that, it did offend me more than if I just saw it and I didn't meet him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's why I felt like, yo, I gotta pull up on him because the future me would look back on this situation and be like, yo, bro, you black ass Dave, you building your community, but you was just out here shaking hands and hugging up with a dude who says he fantasizes about ending people that look like you. How you do that? You feel me? So
Yeah.
just for my own peace and understanding that no, he's not a bad dude. He doesn't actually mean this shit. He's just turned up for the views. I pulled up on him and made a clip out of it. And he was very, very receptive. He could it could have went the exact other way. He could have said, "No, fuck this. This is my stream. I ain't apologizing for shit." But no, he apologized. He shook my hand. He said, "You know what? Like, I got a chemical imbalance in my brain. I've been assaulted by blacks. Da 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 da." Like he kind of said a lot more than I even imagined him to.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we got even closer and shook hands. And I understand a lot of streamers, they do this shit for their chat. They want to go with the chat. You don't want to upset the chat. And I get that, I ain't here to break you in between you and your chat. But I also know that you and I could have a long lasting friendship and relationship. And for that to happen, I need to get this smooth. After that, we hung out again. What was it, yesterday or the day before at the barbecue? He's a good guy. He's a good guy, man. He knows a lot about New York. He has a lot of knowledge. He's a good dude.
Yeah, I think you did the
Aside
right
from the
thing.
rants,
Yeah.
he's a good guy.
He can get his blood pressure up pretty quick. He's working on that. But I remember when he was in Vegas freaking out on Ton, and it got to the point where his doctor told him, "You got to start taking it easy," because he was getting too worked up. And it does affect you. Like with streaming, it could, like, lack of sleep and exhaustion, like even like getting sore from holding a stick walking around all day. There's so much that can happen. But I understand your approach. I like your approach because it would have been a bad look if you had shooken hands with, like, if you were to shake his hand and not address stuff, or have people thinking, oh look, he said this, now he's shaking Dave's hand and he's cool with him. It is a bad look. So I'm glad you talked to him about it. But a lot of people don't know like what happened. I did post a short video of it, but I do have a long video. And now that you mentioned kind of like the backstory, it might be a good time to show people what we're talking about, because I have this video that gets into all the details you just kind of mentioned and a bit more, because like I said, it's the long version, and there's a lot that we didn't hear in the short version that we can actually hear now. And if you want, we can play this video and maybe you can fill us in on some more details. But I've have the video right here, and I'm just gonna bring it up on stream. This is from BlackAssDave's Kick, one of his VODs, and his Kick channel. And this is the full video of when he met with OG Geezer, so that you guys understand like what he's talking about right now and the situation with OG Geezer. So we may as well have a look at this and see what happened.
Appreciate you, Tindergate. W Tindergate in the chat, man. Stop playing. W Tindergate in the chat. Let's go, man. Scuff news, man. Let's fucking go.
Oh my God, here we go. Blackout Dave. What's up, man?
Great, man. This is a great video.
Thompson Square Park.
Like you said, like we could solve things without violence. We could solve things without. You could peacefully press somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If you see people chat, press them, press them, press them. We don't always gotta Yeah, we don't always got to do that. Because if you know, literally, Geezer's twice my size.
Yeah.
Pause. Like, he's 6 something. I'm 5'9". He's 6'3". He's twice my weight. Like, dude could fucking probably tackle the shit out of me if he wanted to. But I'll pull up to you on some peace, bro. We ain't on that. It's love.
Exactly.
That's
Doesn't
that's
have
what I
to
got
always
with you.
be physical.
Right.
Ending racism. Hold up,
So
child.
I respect that you brought that up, because that's what I'm on, man.
Ending racism.
I like that. That's good, man. That's gonna help you last a long time, I think. Not just in streaming, but in this planet in general. Live a lot
Thank you.
longer, a lot healthier. It's good for the mental health to be peaceful and just work things out.
People coming in my chat telling me you a
Thank you,
racist ass piece of shit, and I said, nah, he's cool.
I
man.
respect that.
I respected you on face value, bro.
See?
You gotta
You not?
stand
Nah,
up for
don't
yourself
end.
though
Don't
as
end.
well.
Don't end.
Exactly.
No, I didn't.
And I like that you
Not
trolled
racist
him
piece of
like
shit.
playfully too with
So
the
what?
watermelon
I want you to
drink.
apologize to me, bro.
You know, it was
That
all
crazy
good
shit you
fun.
say, bro.
I knew I said
Lighthearted.
It was the alcohol
Yeah.
talking.
I said, you know, us blacks love watermelon, right?
You a cool guy, man. You said a lot. You said a lot.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
was
gonna go
trolling.
through it. This is specific
That
video
was
of you
good.
on
Good,
the
though.
strip that I saw. You running around saying you think all chimps should be dead.
We
and
chilled
shit
the
like
whole
that.
day. Literally, I tried to
fucking
leave.
hate
I'm like, all right, I got my clip. I'm out.
They're
Peace.
so
You said,
racist.
he's like, no, stay,
Black
stay,
people
please.
in America
Yeah.
are racist. Fuck you.
Oh,
fucking
and this is the
jigaboo,
part he
fucking
gets
chimps,
really racist.
Primate, fucking orangutans, fucking kill a fucking N-word with the hard
Wow.
ER. I fucking fantasize about killing a fucking N-word.
Holy
with the hard
smokes,
R with
this
my
is so
bare
bad.
fucking hands, curb stomping a fucking N-word in his
And there's so
mouth,
many other
and
things he
fucking
could have
curb
said,
stomping
but
his
he
fucking
chose
monkey
the
brain.
worst
They
thing
fucking
to say.
jigaboos. I know good people. No, they're not good people. They're pieces of
Oh, this
shit.
is the video. Yeah,
I
this is the
hate
video.
fucking neck.
But if you was cool with me, you should be cool, right?
Like I understand shock value,
I
but
don't give a fuck.
you don't have to offend the planet
I want you to
to
apologize
create
to
shock
me.
value.
Straight up.
That was kind of foul.
I do.
It was really foul.
Yes, I was.
I apologize.
That's it.
But there's the apology. So now everyone sees this is the moment OG Geezer. So everyone just saw in the video, OG Geezer said his bit, and he was very angry. But then now, you know, they shook hands and they're making peace.
Bet.
He's a homie, and like we gotta stop
Bet.
fucking being against each other.
He doesn't even want to say the word
Dude, I was like,
racist
he's cool,
anymore.
but people
He's
coming
so
in my chat
worried.
saying, yo, you a punk. He's racist. I respect you on face value.
You got the men
mean,
treading lightly now. I like that though.
Be racist. You
I
got
told him
dumped
too.
by
I'm like, look, I
Yeah,
know.
I brought him a
this is your
watermelon
content.
reader, man.
You're gonna slip
do a
up again,
watermelon
or you're gonna say it again in the
Yeah.
future, and I'm not gonna come
I
at
wouldn't
you
be
for that.
racist.
It's just.
No, but now he knows what time it is, so I don't think he's gonna be doing that again. I think you might have single-handedly ended him like speaking like this.
You said Curtis Mayfield and all that. I know you love us, bro.
And if you see his chat, like when we was talking, like L never apologize, Beta Geezer. It's like, yo, I want to see dude crash out.
Yeah.
Are y'all really? Do y'all really have his best interests, or do y'all want to see him crash? Be honest.
He's probably just doing
Wow.
it, going with the chat, going with the views.
Shout out to the OG militia. Shout out to OG Geezer, man.
Yeah, shout out to OG Geezer and the crew.
Even though he's perma-banned on Kick, I believe.
Oh, he is? Oh, shoot.
He's perma-banned on Kick.
Oh, man.
I have ADHD.
Anytime it's like Benny's streaming or anybody that's on Kick, he's like, oh, I can't be near any of the Kick streamers because he knows I will say some shit.
It's true. I saw Benny turn off his stream last night real quick because he started going off.
I was actually Salmon Andy.
Oh, okay. No, the phone call, yeah, was Sam and Andy. Just a bit before the call, he, OG Geezer, like, he kept telling him, dude, take it easy, relax. Because he started, and then the phone call happened, and then that's when he ended stream. That was, I thought it was Milky Gamba on the phone.
No, that was Mondo.
Oh,
They're
it was
talking about this
Mando.
Part B.
Oh,
Part
my
B
God.
trip that might be happening. That Mondo might be in charge of
Oh, no way.
with
We're
Sonic.
like the last,
Might be
like,
going on, and
we have to end. I was like,
So an
Benny. I
RV
think
trip.
Benny may go.
This is interesting. So there might be an actual RV trip with NYC streamers.
Not NYC streamers, but some of the people who may not have made it to the Hunger Games.
Oh, okay.
So like Mondo, Sonic.
Oh, I
I
see.
think Carlo's in the Hunger Games. Carlo's in it. He won't get on the RV. Carlo ain't getting on the RV.
No, I don't think he'd want to, but you never know. It depends who's gonna be there too. But Carl doesn't seem to. I don't think he doesn't give me the impression he would go to something like that. But that would be nice to see an RV thing.
Race never came up
But
when you brought it
when
up.
a lot of things, what you were just saying about New York, I don't want, and this is something I was telling Benny Mac, it's like, it sucks because I don't want New York to be this city that people feel like just has a dark cloud over it.
Yeah.
Anytime you come here, it's going to be a fight. You're going to get pressed. You're going to get this. Somebody going to get, it's going to be something. And I just, New York isn't that. I feel like, it is easy to find where somebody is in New York. That might be a reason too should be happening because, everything's so noticeable. But I don't want New York to seem like that, man, because it's not. This is a beautiful place. There's a lot of love here. I'm trying to influence a lot of people that's here and have cool ass lives to come to Kick and start IRL streaming too. So
Yeah.
it doesn't end here. I want to help people stream because there's a lot of cool ass people. Like this kid Spirit, Benny Mac met. We met him when we were out, and he came and hung out a few times. The chat loved him. I'm trying to talk to him like, yo, bro, you got to start streaming. So there's a lot out here. There's a lot of content, talent, and it's a lot of love. It's not just fighting, pressing, and jump. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, it is a bad look. Like, even with the violence happening on Kick, it gives Kick streamers a bad name. Then we're looked at like the degens. Then we're looked at like the outcasts, Twitch rejects or whatnot. And it gives people the bad impression that they have of Kick. Just like we end up on Penguin Zero videos, and between the stuff Natalie Reynolds and them are doing, Hill Mike, and it's a bad look. And the stuff in NYC, it does give a little bad taste in the back of your mouth, but that's why I kind of postponed my trip to NYC to kind of like let things die down. Ever since the whole Benny Mac thing with Alonzo, to be honest, that's what did it for me. That's what kind of had me back away for now. But I am going to go, and I'm still planning to be there. I'm just waiting a little bit for things to kind of calm down because tensions are high, but I think this is a perfect time for you because now the spotlight is slowly fading from Mr. Based and Carldo, and now after this argument or fist fight with Waxy and Sonic, there people are looking for stuff, for new stuff to get into, and I think it's a perfect time for you to kind of make your appearance and show people a different side of NYC, where it's not violent, where it's the exact opposite, where people you have differences with, you can talk to and work things out. And I think that's going to set a new tone for NYC and streaming in NYC. So I think you're in a perfect position to kind of turn things around for NYC in general.
Thank you so much, man. That means a lot.
And I'm
From you, that
excited.
means a lot.
I'm really excited to see what you do next and how you kind of like fix NYC, because I think you have what it takes to fix this problem, and your attitude is what tells me everything I need to know, to be honest. The way you work things out with people, and I think that's what's gonna help you. So that's why I'm recommending for all my people in the chat. Thanks, by the way, to Mike Sloppy Sec for the sub. Really appreciate that.
Hey.
And W's in the chat for Mike Sloppy
man.
Sec.
W's in the fucking chat. Throw them subs, man. Tindergate put in that work, man. Scuffed news on top.
You
in that
guys
work,
know it.
man.
We are putting in the work, and countless hours goes into this. So if anybody can, please drop a sub. If you're enjoying this interview, if you're enjoying what we do, drop a sub and show some love. All this is going back into the channel. You'll see improvements daily. So today is like our an exciting day, though. If anyone's just joining us, we're with BlackAssDave from NYC, the one and only BlackAssDave. He's made it today to talk about his experience on Kick or in New York as a Kick streamer, and we're looking for anyone that has questions. We'll definitely get them out there. So if anyone wants to ask him anything at all, we'll definitely get into it. Somebody did ask though, did you think about joining the Hunger Games yourself? Like, have you applied? Did you think of applying, or did you just kind of not bother?
People came, chat. It's like, yo, try to join Hunger Games. Try, be a big opportunity for you. And I definitely appreciate people saying that, but I also feel like, my time will come. Something like that. The timing will be right and it'll make sense. Being that I just started, I feel like I'm still learning. I'm still grasping kind of my growth and even getting my stream right. You feel me? Like I'm still getting my server right and all type of shit like that. So I want to allow people that are still grinding and coming up and really kind of that have been in it for some time to like y'all should have that. 'Cause I know it's only
Yeah.
50 people, so I wouldn't even feel right being
Well,
in it. I feel like I would be
oh,
taking the
okay.
spot of somebody who has been grinding for 2 years, a year, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but my time will come. Something will happen. Shout out to Ice for throwing these dope ass events. Shout out to Kick for getting behind it. The scavenger hunt was amazing. I feel like there needs to be a fucking documentary on that, some real documentary on that shit, because that was history made right there. And I'm excited to see the Hunger Games, man, straight up.
Me too.
But I didn't say nah, don't bother, but I more so willfully bowed it out and said, my time will come. I'm a novice. I'm still learning. I'm still, I'm on my way. So
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think people will be excited to see you get into an event, and there's it's ice, and there's a lot of money involved when it comes to these things. So I know for sure that we can expect another event coming, another fire event like Scavenger, like Hunger Games. And now Natalie Reynolds even got funding. So,
tell you who I think's gonna win though, because I met him.
oh yeah?
Tanner's gonna win.
You think
Shout out to the
Tanner's gonna
Cobb
win?
bro. Shout out to the Cobb mob. Shout out to Jimmy. Shout out to Tanner. They some real ass dudes. And Tanner is a brute force. L. He's real. Tanner is he's smooth. He white chocolate. Tanner white chocolate, bro. No Diddy. He I'm telling you, bro. Like he cool on the stream, but when it
Oh
comes
yeah?
time to get it done, he's gonna get it done. Tanner doesn't win, he's gonna be top three. Mark my words. I put 100 hours on that. Fuck, I put 10 subs, 50 subs on that.
No
I
way.
think Tanner gonna win that shit, bro. Straight up.
Wow, that's saying a lot, man. You sound really confident in Tanner
Yeah.
winning. And
He's gonna fight to the death.
I feel like I
Not
have
that
to check
nobody's
out
gonna die
Tanner.
in GTA, excuse me, in GTA
Yeah.
and in Minecraft, but he's gonna fight to the you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To the end. And he was it.
I can't wait to see that, man. You know, when these events happen, we watch them live here on the channel together. So we're definitely gonna be watching it, and we're gonna have a look at that together. I'm also gonna do more homework on Tanner because since you speak so highly of him, I think I should pay a little more attention. So I'll definitely be helping chat kind of understand who Tanner is a little more because they don't seem to know him very well. The only other Tanner that we really are familiar with right now is D10, and this
Okay.
other Tanner is gonna be somebody interesting to get into. So I'm
He
interested
was
in
on
meeting people like that.
Yeah. He was on an action tour with Mike Smalls and Action Man, and it was Cobb Mob. So it's him and his brother, and they got a thing called
Oh,
Cobb Mob or Cobras. I think it's at Cobras on Kick.
Cobras. Yeah.
It's just yeah, Cobra. Yeah. So they click is called Cobb Mob, but they really brought that energy to the action tour,
Oh, yeah.
and meeting them and seeing how they held themselves down and kind of was just moving around the city with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I think those guys are really gonna. They stand they on 10. They standing 10 toes down. Those kids, bro. They're not playing, and it's just Tanner. It's not Jimmy.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think Tanner's gonna do good. He's not to be
Nice.
played with. I think he might have played football in school or something. He got a football build.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because they're gonna get physical. And so I think he's gonna be ready for that if he's got the experience. Because a lot of these streamers don't like to get into physical fights. Like we've seen one Sonic get tough on camera and then out cold the next minute.
Stop it. Stop
But
it. Oh man, stop
that's
it.
been
You're right
next
though.
level
You're right.
beef. Oh my God.
Oh my
In
god.
high
Yeah,
school
you're
beef
right.
though, that's the thing. Because of that I remember that shit when I was 16 when I was young and we would skip school, get drunk, and then there was always one guy in the group that would knock himself out after getting too drunk. There's like always
Right.
one dude. But I guess it's definitely not you. But you think Sonic's the one that can't handle the alcohol the most? Or why do you think he gets into so much trouble? Is it just his mouth?
The sad thing is that the day before the knockout, I actually met up with Sonic the day before that, and he told me that day. He said, "Yo, I'm done with drinking, man."
Oh
Because he
no.
had a pretty bad moment on Mr. Bass steps. I think he lost some glasses and stuff like that. So he was
Oh
already
shit.
done with drinking. He was like, "Yo, I'm not drinking no more." And then the next day that happened. So I definitely feel like I don't know, man. I try to have, I just met him not too long ago, but I try to have these talks with him where I'm like, yo, you don't need to. I tell him, drink the liquor, don't let the liquor drink you. Drink
Yeah.
the liquor, don't let the liquor drink you. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
you got to be in control of your shit, man. You
exactly.
can't let it take over. And people donate and this and that. Like when I asked him about it, he's like, "Yo, Caldo gave me $5 to drink a Four Loco." I'm like, so
They know what's gonna happen to them, and I think they're just fueling it. So, man. But if you can't handle your liquor, I mean, it's kind of predictable what's gonna happen, and we all kind of know that always ends up being the problem is the alcohol, because they're young kids full of testosterone, and then they get a little too drunk, and either they end up on the side of the road with 911 coming to peel them off the ground, or they get into a fight, and yeah, people get banned. It's pretty much been the case. But you seem to avoid that. I mean, you haven't gotten banned. You haven't accidentally filmed anything. Do you try to stay away from that, or are you just around different people that don't have this problem? What's your secret to not getting into that kind of trouble?
from watching some streams, I already know because I was watching Mike Smalls. He was filming the Cobb Bros. They fought. The two brothers. They fought each other. He was filming them. I was watching it, and he caught a band. Like he was lit. His
Oh,
stream had like a couple hundred people in there. It was a good vibe. And then they fought. He filmed it, and then his page went down right there. So I knew from that. I'm like, oh, you can't film. You can't film fights. So
yeah.
like a week later, I was at Mr. Bass with Benny. It was that was the night that Waxy and SLC fought, and I was there for that. And if you see the VOD, you can hear me in the background. You're gonna get banned. You're gonna get banned. Stop filming because I already knew from watching the vibe the week prior of Mike, if you film fights, you'll get banned.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's like, who wants to cut the content? You know what I'm saying? So I understand there's other streamers here. Y'all can see it from the other angle. I turned the camera around.
Yep.
That was a kind of whack experience because SJC his credit cards was all over the floor. I'm standing up. I'm hovering over his credit cards. Some
Oh,
thugs walked up, tried to snatch his credit cards. I'm like, yo, back up, back up. You can hear me, like, yo, back up. While him and Wags are going at it, I'm guarding his credit card. So when he
yeah.
gets up, I hand him his cards, hand him his stuff. He's like, yo, thank you, man, and left. And I'm just like, man, that was rough. Like, I don't like fights, because
Yeah.
like
Someone took his
people say it's
AirPods too.
content. He dropped mad stare. People was, it was people watching and they was trying to take stuff and I was standing over it. Because that's whack. Get up from a fight and somebody stole your wallet. That's whack.
Yeah.
That was whack.
That was crazy. And I remember because another thing is he always overspends on his stuff. So he has like a JBL speaker with like the Supreme logo on it. So it's probably like a $500 speaker. So when SJC loses something, he loses close to $1,000 usually.
Yeah.
It's what I've noticed. I'm not a big fan of SJC, but I'm a fan of the content that comes from him sometimes. And I noticed like I've been following SJC for as long as I've been streaming, maybe longer. And I've seen the craziness that he's capable of. And between him and River, a lot of people say that River is like a curse. When you stream with River, something bad happens that changes your life forever. And
Dang it.
yeah, this has been confirmed by Mr. Based as well. And I think the curse is real. But Mr. Bass said, like, this morning, actually, like 3 hours ago, he said, if there was anything I could change, I would have never got involved with River because he blames River for him getting into alcohol, him, like, getting into the shit he's got into. Like, it all domino affected from River, he says. But it's been a rumor for a while now. But then, like, we're seeing things happen. Are like is River or anybody else like do you plan on streaming like collabing with anybody like that? Because River is a known streamer, but at the same time he's known to bring trouble with him. So like would you still stream with somebody like River, for example, or do you have anybody you'd like to collab with at the moment?
Um, I met River at the Moldy Mansion. He's cool, I didn't really see any type of I didn't get any energy off him like he would bring bad vibes or anything like that. He just kind of was in his own mode,
Yeah.
talking about random shit. Like the first the first question he asked me, I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man? I'm Dave." He's like, "Yeah, man. Do you get laid a lot?" What?
Oh my god.
What type of question is? I'm like, okay,
Yeah, that's
but
River.
no, I didn't really get a vibe from him that would put a curse on something. If that's what people saying, I think Mr. Bass is also he's gonna deflect all the way hard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you can catch him red-handed with something, and he's gonna tell you, he's gonna give you 100 different excuses.
Yeah, a little
I mean,
as
it
to
could
why
be
it's not his
true.
fault.
The River thing, it could be true, but I feel like he was a cool guy. He just, he was hyped to stream, and that's it. Like even when at the barbecue, he started getting pressed, and he was, he kind of went with it for a minute, but he was like, "Yo, I'm out of here," and he just left. 'Cause he's not even trying to get banned. He's not. He takes this. He takes what he does seriously. So I respect that.
Yeah. Well, he does make some decent money on Kick, and he's like worked hard to get there by like the people he's met. He's gone through his fair drama. So, I mean, I think that'd be considered putting in work what he's done. Even though a lot of people feel a certain kind of way about him. but I think you're a good judge of character from what I see and I can tell so far. So I think at the same time, if you were to bump into somebody that was going to create problems for you, that you would dip, that you would know, you would sense it, and you wouldn't put yourself in that situation. But is there anyone that's tried to beef with you that you've kind of had to like get away from? No, eh?
But respect to what you said about having a good judge of character. Similar to the Giza situation, I'm a little wet behind the ears. You know, I don't
Yeah.
really know everything. I'm new to a lot of shit. Like even when people bring people up, I'm like, "Who's that?" And they're like, "Yo, you don't know who that is?" Like, because I've really just started watching this shit, which I think is a good thing because I'm not going into it like with all of these prior thoughts about people and prior motives and shit.
Yeah.
I'm going into it fresh, but I'm also like, you know, I'm learning a lot as I go.
Yeah, the experiential learning process is important when you're in a new space, and I think you getting to know people and situations for yourself is a smarter way to go about it. For me, I've tried to make friends with a lot of people, and I get a lot of half and half reactions where half the people that fuck with me don't like that I reached out or am cool with certain people. But at the end of the day, I just want everybody. I don't see why any beef should be real, why there should be any fights. We should all kind of work together, help each other out, and
Right.
we can grow like as a community. That's one of the things that attracted me the most to Kick is the community and how much they help you and how much they help you grow and how quick you can go places in this game. I've only been here 5 months. It feels like I've been here 2 months, but I've
Wow.
done quite a bit. And I've streamed on Twitch before, but it was just gaming for 2 years, got me nowhere. And then I came here and my whole life changed. So now we're reaching out to people like you and trying to get to know as many new people as possible with this, again, like you said, a clear mind without like taking people's words on certain things about people. Like I want to get to know people for myself and I want to judge them for myself. And at the end of the day, everybody has a history of some sort. Everybody has a past and part of me is like I want to show people respect regardless and judge them based off how they treat me as a person, not so much like how they are perceived by everybody else because everybody has a different experience with people. And I don't think that the way one person gets treated reflects necessarily on how everyone's going to get treated because some people come sideways and then they start spreading rumors. But I haven't seen any rumors about you or anyone saying anything bad about you. And that's another thing that I'm like really impressed by. Do you think that people have given you a chance, like getting to know you? Have they gotten to know you really well? Because you are like real with everybody. And I think that helped a lot for you and it's helping a lot. But do you like, you're the same, you seem to be the same person on stream, like in real life? And do you think that that's helping you? Or do you think that that is like half and half, maybe? Maybe not helping and helping? Like, how do you find people treat you now that they know who you are?
That's definitely a good question. You know, like you said, you know, I deal with people. I treat people on face value. You know, the respect you give me, I give it back. You know, I don't go off the public perception or how you may seem or this and that. I just go off how you respect me. But you know, I've been out. I've had my name kind of out there with skateboarding for a long time, and then in music, and then doing interviews, jumper and shit like that. So you know, I feel like I wouldn't be able to do anything like that if I had dirt on my name. I mean,
Yeah,
artists wouldn't sit down with me or talk to me. You know, I did Ice Spice's first interview. You feel me? She wouldn't sit down with me and talk to me if I was a chump or if I was out here.
facts.
So just being a stand-up guy and always kind of like you said, treating people the way you'd like to be treated has helped me this long. You know, I'm not a kid. I'm 31, so I'm a little grown. So I definitely have kind of like a matured approach to things, which in this degen world can hold you back.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I try to split the difference because skaters, we are wild men. So y'all gonna see that on stream. If you tune in, something could just happen. You never know what could happen. Like, just for example, the other day I was went to a skate event. I linked up with Milky and Waxy, Milky Gamba and Waxy. So we went to the skate event. And then we was just hanging out, chilling in the park for like 30, 40 minutes, an hour. Nothing really happening. I'm like, yo, like, all right, I'm gonna go over here real quick. Like, I'm gonna leave. Second I left, I seen a group of people in the park. Like, we call them squatters. They're like kind of these homeless group of people that have dogs with them, and they just be in the park. They look like punk rock. They look like a punk rock group or something. They all chilling in the park, and it was a big ass kind of brawl almost between them. I
Oh
didn't
shit.
film it, but like I filmed the start of it. So like you never know when the content can start. It just kind of can pop up at any second.
Quite literally, yeah. Because last night, for example, Aberism was out enjoying his streaming, and out of nowhere, some guy got hit by a car right behind him. It was very
What?
loud, very sudden, and I caught it the moment it happened, and I posted it on the YouTube channel. And that's another example of sometimes you can't film certain things. If he had filmed the guy actually getting hit, he would have gotten like banned for some time. But so I mean, like when you're out there and you're in situations, you do have to be careful. I like that you're careful, and I think that part of it has to do with the kind of people you're around. So like when you're around Benny, for example, he doesn't go around pressing people negatively. He's playful. He can be a jokester, but I think that's a good thing. I mean, we all, I guess, we're kind of class clowns at the end of the day. That's part of like why we're outgoing, and a lot of people have learned a lot when it comes to that, like just being involved. So some of us are not used to like this kind of attention. Some of us are. I guess based on your experience, you're comfortable like with a big crowd watching you and putting yourself out there and stuff like that. Because I've never seen you before. Like this is the first time I heard about you, and I think it's pretty cool that people are now learning that you did NoJumper type stuff, like you did some work with them, and so your name has been out there. And I would kind of like to see some of that stuff. If you have time at some point, maybe you could share with us, like in our Discord or something, some of the stuff you used to do, so we can get to know you even better. Because I think that says a lot about you and who you are, and I think that might attract even more viewers for you. Because I have a history myself. I wish I had all kinds of videos and pictures. I just have pictures now, but like these are things to be proud of that kind of helped us become who we are. And I have a lot of aspirations when it comes to my channel. And I know IRL streamers have a lot they want to do too. Since you aren't going to be in the Hunger Games, I'm pretty sure you will be in another event. But for now, like, is New York City gonna be your home base for all your streams, or have you thought about traveling anywhere? Do you have any plans to like travel the world or streams somewhere across the sea, overseas or anything?
I would love, I would love to do that because I've traveled a lot with skating, and the experience I've had, like yo, if these shits was on stream, it would have been went viral. So I do plan on traveling with the stream. Being that I'm from New York, it is a lot of content and it is wild. But being that I'm from here, I sometimes can get bored of it too. So I do want to travel and just kind of show my style and kind of my perspective in these different places out around the U.S. Europe. Like I really want to take things out of New York as well. New
Yeah.
York will be home base, but I'll definitely plan some other streams that are out of the city upcoming soon.
Nice. Because I'm in Canada, but I'm and much as I love living here for the most part, I think that streaming here is not exciting. There's nothing happening here in Canada, to be honest. So like
Right.
my mind is thinking visit New York, check out, different parts of the world. I'm pretty excited to get out there and do that myself. So I've practiced doing IRL in my town. I still want to go to New York and practice doing it there before I go further overseas type shit. So I'm excited, even though all this weird shit's been happening in New York. I'm not scared, but I'm excited to go still. And I've traveled the world half my life, so I know what's out there. And I think like streaming overseas would be a lot of fun because I know a lot of places, but I don't know enough people. But I think you're in a good place to meet people. But I don't see a lot of NYC streamers like traveling. The RV thing, I'm kind of excited to hear about that though, because that like is it's gonna be a nice change from what's going on right now. It seems like it's starting to become like repetitive where, okay, tonight one Sonic and Waxy fight, tomorrow it's, somebody else in the mold mansion. It seems like repetitive. And so I don't know. I guess like you said, you never know what's gonna happen. Everything kind of happens by surprise. For me, some of my best streams are like out of the blue, like unexpected. So I get that. Like I do get how the unexpected can be really entertaining sometimes. But I had to ask that because one of my viewers was wondering if you were planning on like traveling, doing IRL. But I do have another question from another viewer, and the question that my other viewer is has his name's Oddbubble, by the way. Shout out to Oddbubble. He's in the
Bubble
chat.
Man, shout out to
And
Double.
he enjoys watching your streams too. Him and I talk a lot, and I know he's really like happy to see you go live. And he was wondering, like, have you worked for Supreme, the company, or what are your thoughts about it becoming the hypebeast monster of a brand that it is? Like, how do you feel about that? Because we see you got the Supreme hat on, you support the company, I guess. How do you feel about the brand in general?
Supreme is family.
Yeah.
I actually did work there when the store was on Lafayette. I worked there for like 3.5 years,
Oh yeah.
like age 17 or 18 on. I met a lot of people. It was cool. I definitely learned a lot working there. And to see where it's came today, like I remember Tyshawn Jones when he was like up to, right here. Now is the biggest skater in the world, damn near. So it's
Wow.
cool to see how big things have got. I do also miss how it was back then when it was on Lafayette and it was, a little more core.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of big, but it's cool. Everything has growth. Like New York City gets gentrified. We miss the old neighborhoods and we miss how it used to be. But this happens everywhere. Everywhere you go, stuff gets gentrified, stuff gets updated. I'm sure where you live, like, new construction happens, the rent goes up, stuff like that, prices go up. And the original people that live there are mad, but then it brings new opportunities for
Yeah.
new people, new things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I didn't know that you worked for Supreme, so I was kind of interested in hearing what you had to say about that. So I appreciate the question that All Bubble asked, and yeah, like I'm into the clothing myself. I buy all my stuff overseas mainly. I don't buy anything like local, and I don't have like Supreme. Maybe I have one shirt, but like I was wearing a bathing ape for a while, and Milo, like vape collabs, stuff like that. But
Right.
I was like in the skateboarding when I was younger. Now I have like a problem where I can't do that. It's just I'm more of a walker, so for me, IRL streamer is the greatest. But I've been thinking about picking up a skateboard, and I think that like I have to at this point, and I might go with a Supreme one just because I like to spend money, but not like SJC. But yeah, I like my clothes too. I do have another question from another viewer though. The queen of the channel, Queen Laquifa asked. If you could go anywhere in the world to stream, where would you go?
That's a great question. Shout out to Queen Latifah for that question. I would say, because originally I would say Dubai, but a lot of streamers just went there and we saw that may not be the best place to stream. But I like Japan. I like a lot of Asian countries are really cool. I also like Barcelona is my favorite city, damn near in the world. Barcelona, Spain. You know, it's perfect for skating, culture, uh, music, architecture. Like it's a beautiful city. Girls. So I like Barcelona. I'd like to stream there as well.
Nice.
Because I only speak English, so you know I know a little bit of Spanish, but not enough
Poquito.
to really look un poquito to actually speak it on stream and feel comfortable. You know, so I got
Yeah.
to go some places where in Barcelona there's a lot of colleges there, so there's a lot of just people. There's a lot of skaters, a lot of good food. I love Barcelona, man. Good vibe.
Yeah, I think it would be a great place to go. I did Chris Travels is currently there and I think
You for real?
yeah, he had he was telling people he was recently there telling and he was telling people last night that they're pretty stuck up. They can be stuck up and I don't know how to feel about that because I've never been there and I've never experienced it, but I would go there myself. I've been South America, South American countries half my life, so I'm familiar with a lot of places, just not Spain. But right now, you have a big opportunity to get out there and travel because now that there's a community behind you, people can donate and like help you like cover costs to go out there and do things, which is kind of nice. That's one of my favorite things about Kick is the support from the community. They've helped me get all my IRL equipment. So right now I have top of the line
Oh,
everything thanks to my chat. They within the first month of streaming, I got over $1,000 in donations and I got started. I've got everything I need to do IRL. I've done some IRL streams, but my goals are, I guess, slightly can be considered slightly different from the goals of an IRL streamer because we're in a slightly different space. So I'm looking forward to like verification and whatnot. What about you? Like when it comes to your like ambition on this platform, what is the most important thing for you? I'm guessing KCIP is definitely one of them. But how important is it for you to like be verified to have KCIP? Is that like part of your goal, or are you just waiting if for when that happens for it to just happen? Like how much in the back of your mind are those things right now?
um, it actually is a goal.
Yeah,
Verification, that's a goal. You know, we always want to check off those check boxes in your settings where you reach the point where you could give verification. We want to at least get to that point, but there are a
that's
lot
right.
of streamers that I've seen that are fire, aren't verified. So if I do get to that point and it takes me some time, I'm not going to be salty about it. You know, I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to be patient. Um, Also, KCIP is amazing. Shouts out to the Kick staff, Eddie. Shout out to the Kick staff that made that possible and gave the opportunity for streamers to get paid hourly. That's just mind blowing.
Yeah.
And it just, it would just drive the content up. I'm not really at the point where, um, oh, donate so I can do this. It would be great if I got donations. It would only help. But I'm still at the point where I'm still putting my own money into it, investing into myself, and I just want to build up a community. I just want to have an active chat. I want to have a community that is hyped to see me go live. Shouts out to everybody that's been coming through. Hot Bubble, PM Midnight, J414. Shout out to everybody that's been coming through, yo. So
Nice.
having a chat, having a community that wants to see you do good. You feel me? Like I had a VOD. I went to Chicago a couple weeks ago, and I was just out moving around downtown Chicago late night, and I had a rental car. So I had sat down to like kind of, I'm a little forgetful sometimes, especially when you're streaming all day. I could be a little forgetful. You
Yeah.
hit the L, you might forget something. So I forgot where I parked my car. I had a dude, where's my car moment. So I'm sitting down and I'm watching the VOD, trying to figure out where the car is at. And then when I get up, I lose my car key. I realize that I don't have my car key. I walk two
Oh,
blocks and I'm like, yo, where's my car key? So I walk back and my whole chat is like, oh, bugging out. Walk back and the car key was right where I was sitting. And everybody was just like, yo, just like, they're feeling like they're with me. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah.
I have a lot of experiences like that. So to feel like I got a community of people that's with me, that's the goal. You know what I'm saying? The money will come. Like I've always been taught, if you stay busy, money will come. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't pressed over that. I just want to keep growing and keep going.
I agree with you there. I mean, I meet I'm meeting the qualifications right now to be verified. I've met the qualifications to have KCIP, but I'm not in a rush because whether I get it now or next month, I'm still going to be grinding just as hard as I am right now, and my numbers are not
Right.
going to change. So, I'm like I would be more disheartened to apply, get rejected, after putting in the hard work. So right now, my mind is in a space where I'm trying to just enjoy myself, keep grinding. Shit will come. It might even come without me applying, who knows? But like because it's always uncertain that they'll give it to you even. I'm not like trying to put that as my main focus so that I don't get like I don't feel bad because that'll affect my streaming, I think, for me to be like so focused on a check mark that when I get rejected for whatever reason, that I'm then like feeling awful about it. So I'm right now for me, I'm focused on having a good time, working hard, showing people what I'm capable of, and meeting people like you to get to know them and kind of like see where we can all help each other out in some way because like, I think the growth can happen a lot faster if we all work together. But it's hard to meet real people and it's hard to kind of like for me that's been the biggest challenge is making friends. And yeah, that it's discouraging, but then I talk to people like you and like I get hope that there's like good people out there that I just have to work harder to like meet these people and just take my time even with relationships. So I think that
Right.
the time will come for everybody really. We just have to kind of like wait for the moment. Let things just happen and not like push things because we'll just get disappointed. But I do have someone else is
Understand, brother.
asking. Yeah, like so I get your mindset too. Like I think it's a good thing not to focus too much on certain things and just to like remember why you're here. So for
Remember
me
why
that's
you
what.
started. I'm saying, and like I come with the mentality. Sorry to cut you off. My bad. I just want to add to what you said because
Yeah, please.
that was so impactful what you just said, bro. Straight up. But
Yeah.
like I come with the mindset of being a skateboarder before social media and Instagram and all of this like clip for clip type stuff. We just went out and had a good time.
Yeah.
And that's how we all got good, and that's how we all grew our names and got sponsored and made money. And we was just having a good time, having fun, doing what we love. And then kind of when the social media aspect came into skateboarding and Street League, which is a big contest that's on TV, a lot of people like started just kind of turning and treating it like a Olympic sport, which it is now, but it wasn't that. So that's always my mentality into something that I do. Like, remember why you started.
Yeah,
Always kind of have that when you was a kid and you loved what you did and just did it for fun. Like, try to never lose that.
exactly.
You gotta make money to keep the lights on, but try to never lose that. Just fun.
Yeah, yeah. Because like I don't want to lose my passion, and like this is fun for me too. But once I like start like expecting too much, then it's more of a job, more disappointment can come, and then like it just falls apart. So instead of like learning to like growing to hate what I'm doing, I think like the way we've been just remembering that we're doing it because we love doing it is gonna keep us like on the right path. That's just how I feel about it, and it's nice to know that you kind of got the right mindset. I think you got the right idea too, and it's
Thank
good
you.
to remember, like you're here because you enjoy it, and the money will come like when it's time, and of course, people just being there supporting you is gonna help. So I think it's gonna be great, like people getting to know you, and I think you're gonna get a lot of people now that are gonna like respect you more, to be honest, because I think I do too. Learning more about your mindset, the way you navigate not just IRL but the world in general, I think it's pretty respectful. I fuck with that. So I appreciate you sharing that with us. It's kind of cool though that you're into the whole skateboarding thing because like a lot of the people in chat are as well, and they do have some questions about it. I know we have some skateboard questions. I'm trying to encourage people to ask us as much as they can. And I think I saw Odd Bubble might have some questions about skateboarding. I'm definitely the wrong person to ask, so it's a perfect time to ask Dave. So Odd Bubble was wondering like when you were in in the zoo York team. What was a good memory from that era that you have? And like, who was your teammates? Who were your teammates? Did you film like skateboarding, the skateboarding part? Like, what do you feel about NYC skateboarding scene now that you're back in that kind of vibe?
Um, yeah, that's a great. Those are some great times, man. New York. I got to
Yeah.
travel the world with them. One of my craziest moments that will always stay with me for the rest of my life was we went to Argentina,
Oh,
and
nice.
it was really, really an experience. Like going to the skate park for a demo, and it was like hundreds of kids, and these kids like their skateboards were so messed up, like they really didn't have money like that. You know what I'm saying? And skateboards are expensive in South America because they got to get imported. I don't know about still, but at this point, the New York boards had to get imported. So all boards were like almost twice the price of what they cost here. So the kids were, uh, very poor. And to see that and just to see how excited they were about skateboarding and excited they were to meet us. And Chaz Ortiz, he was like the golden child at that time. He was on the team, and it was just sick, man. Like a lot of good moments with that experience. But then seeing Buenos Aires and seeing how there was really no police.
Oh yeah.
Like in New York, you go around, you see police everywhere you go. Like straight up, there's police on every corner, asserting dominance. Out there, you saw a couple police, but they were standing like frail like this, and you seen a big crowd of people in front of them. I'm like, oh, the police ain't running shit out here. I can see that. It was clear as day.
Yeah.
So it, even though it's a beautiful place, with beautiful people, beautiful women, beautiful food, beautiful music, everything, it's grimy. You know, and it's cutty and it's tough.
Yeah.
So that was a good experience. Well, some of the teammates was Chaz Ortiz, Brandon Westgate, Jared, Travis Glover, Kevin Tierney, Ron Diley. Um, yeah, man, it was cool, man. I'm glad I was able to be a part of it. And to answer the last question of what I think skateboarding is at now, you know, it brings back to what I was saying earlier about how social media came in conjunction with skateboarding, and I don't. It just changed it a little bit. You know, now it's so fast. There's hundreds of videos that come out a week. You know, it's hard to really digest everything that's coming out.
Yeah.
And because of that, it's kind of oversaturating things and
Yeah.
making it harder to appreciate great skateboarding. So that's just kind of a bummer, but it's also great that a lot of people are able to create videos and get their name out there at the same time. So it's like kind of a 50-50, you know.
Yeah.
It's all, everything changes with time, you know. Like I can't be the old grandpa yelling at the TV like, "Oh, I hate this and hate that," because this is time changes things. That's how it goes. Like,
Yeah. The whole culture evolved for sure, and now we're in a different climate, and like mixing in like the fact that people can easily pull out a camera now and create a video and upload it within seconds or even live. Yeah, like now people have the chance to like where it's at a point where anybody can do it, and there's so much of it out there that it's now hard to kind of, you're just seeing them kind of like you see cat videos or like, you know what I mean, they're just all over. And so like for me, I think it would be kind of cool if Kick had a skateboarding category where people who are into that would could feature that part of who they are, so that it's not all mixed in. Because now we have chat roulette that people are using to do their monkey app calls and Omi TV. So I think skateboarding would be another amazing category. They might already have one. I don't know. But if they don't, I think that would be something good for Kick to look into for sure. Because then we can keep track of who's doing it, and, you know, our favorite, we can watch our favorite streamers doing it. I think your channel is a great opportunity to show people who you are, as far as like the things you enjoy doing, as well as the places you like to go and people you like talking to. So that's kind of cool. I think we would like to see you do more skateboarding stuff. Do you do any of that on your channel now? Like, have you done any of that lately? Because I do see you with your skateboard, but do you do like skateboarding stuff on a stream, or is that something you've considered?
actually, I think that's a great idea to add the skateboarding section to Kick, like you're saying. But yeah, I've skated on stream. You know, I've put the camera down and got clips. But I
Okay.
really want to elevate it. I want to elevate it, and the way I'm going to elevate it is by having a cameraman. You know,
Yeah.
you know, when you're by yourself and you're moving around, sometimes you get EBZ angles. Shout out to EBZ, but sometimes you get the EBZ angles. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get
It is what it
just
is.
kind of, it's kind of hard to. It's real. It's IRL.
Yeah.
It's real shit. But it's kind of hard to film skateboarding the best way just by putting the tripod there. You know, so I do plan to elevate it and having a cameraman um, follow me because that's the goal. You know, just elevating it. That would
Yeah.
be cool. You know, that would be really cool if they added a skateboard section. I see they got art and fitness and stuff like that,
Yeah.
so they could. You know, they could do it.
You'll
I
be
think adding
surprised
the
they would
IRL
too.
section. My bad, my bad. I think adding the IRL section, like you said, the chat roulette
Yeah.
section was one of the best ideas. It just shows growth. You know what I'm saying? It just shows growth. We
Absolutely.
can't all be just chatting.
Yeah,
Now we
exactly.
outside and we just chatting. You know what I'm saying? Come on. So
Yeah,
shout
we've
out
got
to
more talent. Like you clearly got more talent than just chatting and just IRL. So it would be nice to see you have your and like be in that category, a different category every now and then. But you'd be surprised how easy it is if you were to message Kick and ask them to create a skateboarding category. You'd be surprised how quick they would actually do that. I've seen them create a category overnight for somebody that wasn't a verified streamer, that wasn't a big streamer, just by asking. So I don't know, man. I would do it if I were skateboarding, but since I'm not, I would feel weird about asking for it. But I think it would be something good for you to consider. That maybe you should consider asking them about that. It would be kind of neat to see you pioneer and pave the road towards that new category, man. You could own it. You know what I mean? Like,
I like that. I like that. I like that.
so there's a lot of potential for you, I think, on in this whole IRL space. And you're at what 500-600 follows now. I think I'm gonna do as much as I can to help you as well and push your name out there because I like what you represent, and I hope one day we'll get to meet you too. That'll definitely happen. The day that I go to New York, I'd like a chance to meet people. So you're on my list of people like to bump into one day, and I really appreciate you taking the time. If anybody has any questions for Dave before we say goodbye or anything, now's a great time. But is there anything that you wanted to tell us? Like anything you think we should know since we have you here? It's a unique opportunity.
Say the Moldy Mansion is a nice place.
Yeah,
Shout out to Uncle. Shout out to Dad, David. They have a nice place. They have a nice
nice.
place.
I like that.
The mold. It's I was trying to fall asleep there the other night.
Yeah.
Like I was there for a while, and I was like, if I sleep here, I might as well just go into just sleeping and just
Oh shit.
fucking. But I couldn't get comfortable at all. I had to leave. Shout out to Zazzy Davis. Shout out to the Moldy Mansion. I was there. Everybody was asleep. I was still streaming, and people was in my chat
Oh yeah.
saying reckless shit. Do this, do that.
Oh shit.
Teabag geezer, slap Benny. Do this. Go yell this, yell that. Go do that. I'm like, yo, y'all are funny. They're like, yo, somebody said this. They were like, you can cause havoc and be viral by tomorrow. It's your choice.
Yeah.
Like, damn. I'm like, yo, y'all should be real script writers. But I'm not about to do that.
Yeah.
Yes, it may not be what the chat wants to see. They want to see some wild shit. But at the end of the day, I'm not about to tarnish a friendship and ruin trust over a clip. So, nah, I wouldn't do that. If somebody allows me in their house and then they went crazy and lit a fire extinguisher or some crazy stuff, I would be really pissed off. I would be pissed. Yeah, it would have been a viral clip. I would be pissed.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to like do the most at the Mold Mansion right now, and it's better to like to avoid certain situations, like when Sonic gets drunk, for example. You know, people just lose their senses, they lose control, and they don't even know what they're doing half the time until the next day when they wake up and they get told or watch the stream, and then they realize like what happened. Is there any regrets? Like, has that happened to you yet, where you woke up the next day and was like, "Shit, I shouldn't have done that," or have you not been fallen into that yet?
On just in life, but not on stream
No.
yet. And I'm trying not to get there because I'm always watching my liquor. I'm always watching my shit. Sometimes I get a little turned up. I've had some moments, but nah. We always got to bring it home. We always got to
Yeah.
make it back.
Yeah. Because a lot of people say like that. There's the word racism gets thrown around a lot, and you saw like the whole OG Geezer background. You didn't realize but now you've figured him out. You guys made peace, and that's great. But like there seems like to be a lot of racist words flying back and forth at the Mold Mansion. Is that something that you feel really uncomfortable being around and that you avoid, or is it something that doesn't bother you? And have you thought of making peace between people, because you're pretty good at that? And sometimes, because these are young kids that are still like in their 20s, 18 to 20, like you could probably teach them a thing or two. Have you thought of like about pulling someone aside and talking to them, trying to talk some sense into them? Or because you could be like a big brother to these dudes at the end of the day, and I think they kind of need a little guidance, if you ask me.
Definitely had those moments, with everyone I've met.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's like, still meeting them. I want to gain that friendship with them and trust with them before I feel like I'm really dictating over their life. But at the end of the day, I always tell people, like, you got to be able to see yourself from a third person. Like, look
Yeah.
outside yourself and look at yourself. How do you look right now? You know what I'm saying? And I mean that in all respect. I feel like I've been recepted pretty well from that. And with the Moat Mansion, I haven't heard any real racism
No.
directed towards me or in my presence. So, if somebody does something while I'm not there or slips up, or, I'm not the hard R police or the racist police. I'm not going to run down on every streamer that said something crazy.
Yeah.
It's just, if you say it at me or to me or I'll say something to you, like, yo, chill. You know. But nah, I've made peace with everybody there. It's all love. It's good vibes. I want to see people get to that next level, man, and just do better. I want to see all my homies do better. Straight up.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing at the end of the day, that we do better. And some of us are just too young, and doing better just takes is part of the growth, and that some people just have to grow to become that better version of themselves through experience, through advice, through examples, and what they see going on around them. And I think there's a lot of bad influences in that house, but I also think that there are some pretty level-headed people in there, such as you, Benny Mac, and the older dudes. So, I mean, I think that at the end of the day, it is a content house, and that there's certain things that can be expected with that. But I was kind of curious as to like how you felt about the house and the people in it, because I don't see you there as often. I don't ever see you filming fights, getting into fights, or getting any beef. But do you have any big plans? Like, what are your plans next? Now people know who you are. Now more people are getting to know you, and people fuck with you. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to know what you have planned. Do you have any big plans coming up, or are you just still gonna be showing people what New York is all about, what you're all about? What is your next move at this point?
Some plans. I'm gonna keep them on the hush.
All
But
right,
what I will say is that I do plan to keep streaming consistently,
nice.
up in the level of every stream, getting my server right, so when it f's, I can just stay online and just showing y'all some funny ass shit, man. Like you said, showing you what New York's about, but at the same time, showing you New York from my perspective on some not no non-temp. We trying to end the non-temp, bring the content.
That's
Stay
right.
tuned, man. Plans. I do have plans. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that myself. I know that there's gonna like I've seen you do your thing, and I know it's pretty funny. So I think that we can expect some more things from you for sure, and that we can like people should definitely follow you and see what you're gonna do next. But man, I want to thank you for coming today and talking with us. I really, I'm glad that you were the first person we officially talked to as the Scuff News Network, and I appreciate you for that. I would like to also reach out to some more people, of course, but I'm glad you were the first, man. You were like officially the first to come as our as Scuff News interview, and I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for reaching out to us and coming, spending the time, sharing your thoughts, and helping us get to know you much better. We're gonna keep getting to know you though, and we're gonna keep track of what you're doing. So remember, when you're out there, we're watching. A lot of us in this group, including myself, we're gonna be there watching what you do next, clipping it and featuring you on our future Scuff News episodes because yeah, we're taking off, man. We'll get into like more details in the future, but there's a lot that I even have to say. One day I'll have to interview myself, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes. But I really had a good time today, and thank you for coming, man. I appreciate you. And I just want to say, like, on behalf of chat, you know, like we love that you're here on Kick, and we appreciate the work you're putting in. So shout out to you, man. This is Black Ass Dave from Kick, exclusively on the Scuff News Scuff Network. Thank you so much, Dave. I'll keep in touch though, and maybe we'll have you back on again to see how you've progressed, how things come along, or if there's ever some shit that goes down, maybe we can talk about that again in the future. But thank you for your time, man, and I'll keep in touch.
That's you. Scuff News, the community is building, man. Growing. We're gonna keep on going and keep on growing, man. Shouts out to
For
you.
real.
I had a really good time. Great questions. Appreciate our bubble and the rest of the chat for the questions. It was dope. Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. Well, I'll see you. I'll see you in the future for sure. And with that, I'll say good night, man. Have a great night. We'll see you again sometime soon. Shout out to Black Ass Dave, man. Take care,
Peace
buddy.
out, my brother. Peace out, my brother.
Peace.
Shout out.